get it together.
The shelter house was rented last Saturday on the 11th, first time that, in a while, so we did have one rented. And hope to have one.
With new fire extinguisher.
Up to date,
I'm saying.
income. Hey, great.
There's a fire extinguisher over there, and the large one has to be taken in and, what do they call it? Charged some way. The little fire extinguishers, the little bitty ones, are outdated. They had some charge in them. He said, I'd recommend you taking the two back to the town and either use them in the kitchen, under the sink, or somewhere where. That's good. But he said these are much better, and I didn't know if I want to spend money. I do want to spend money, but went ahead and did it anyway. I mean, they're a little bit more expensive, but boy, they're a lot better and bigger. I'll give you how much they were, $140.
Adding to that, Leon, Lost Madden was the last one that had conditioned those. And when I went to him to ask about what we did have and what we got, he was really pleased. He said he'd been trying to get larger ones in there way back when he was still trying to work with us. I wasn't here then. But he's pleased that we got the larger ones. He said that's more well suited for that area. So I think we made a good choice there. And for me,
Where we at?
we're on you talking.
All right, I'll just talk.
We didn't even let the mayor talk, sorry, sir.
Go right ahead, you're all doing fine.
Hill Street.
Our rewards.
Hill
I'm
Street.
going through the paper I got here, see if you guys are the same one I'm on here.
Hill Street, we're cooking on that Hill Street. It's gonna be a while. I went up to World Bash Stabilization, and we're not on the list, which is fine. I mean, it's getting late, but it's fine. We haven't got our paperwork done. Linda and Christine's gonna get that paperwork done. They're gonna email it to the people that know. And she said, we'll get that right back to you so you can get on the list. August is out of the question. World Bash Stabilization. She said August is jammed full. She said, we'll be lucky if we can get August done. Because there's going to be some weather situations and stuff like that. But that is in the making. I mean, that's what.
They've not gotten to us until October, that one year.
Yeah. And both ladies, that one and the one at Effingham, they're very nice. She said, as soon as we get information from these ladies, these girls, we'll get it fixed up, and we'll get it right back with an email to you, and you can get on the list and everything. Wonder what was going to do with the rock. She said, you've got to use the rock in the city limits. They've got to be done. She said, I would suggest you use it on the alley, or alleys.
I think we've got several that's got.
Whatever you can use it on. You can't, it's motor fuel tax. I think we've been through that.
Yeah, we're good with that.
Anyway,
All right.
I'll be happy when that's done.
Yeah, a lot of people will.
Well, I'll be upset if I live along that
Oh,
road.
yeah, I would too, yeah.
Another thing is, she asked me, what roads do you want to do? I said, don't you know? She said, no, I don't know. That's what she told me. I said, I'll tell you two streets that need it bad. Hill Street and Railroad. They're both gravel roads.
Yeah.
They're both gravel roads.
Yeah, they are. Oh,
She said, and from where to where? I said, well, from the county road to the park.
good.
From Persimmons, I said, not Persimmon.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Persimmon to the end of the road, into the railroad street.
We've
That's not bad.
got a box blade that's got teeth, and it can kind of work it up and level it. I've never used it.
Well, you might,
It won't work on that
It
asphalt.
won't work on
It's
the
too-
asphalt.
Well, over here where he lives, that road is just
you might,
rock
that
road.
might work down
Yeah.
the fissures where the holes
Yeah.
are in the road, kind of help level that up.
Yeah,
We'll do-
we'll try that.
And she said, we're not talking about a lot of oil. I said, well, we can
There's other
extend
streets, though.
Definitely on Hill Street.
other streets for what?
We got, down by Major, they've asked us for the last few
they've asked us to do that.
We got some rock in there.
But I wanna tell you, that's not a very heavy traffic. That railroad's, not because I live with it, I'm just telling you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That street and Hill Street are two of the most traveled roads outside this county road
Yeah.
that there are in town.
You can't go fast.
And I'm gonna stay with her until
Yeah.
we get that in. Right.
That Mr. Raber was complaining the other day when we was painting meters, you know, he said, I'm tired of this road, what's gonna be done? And I said, Mr. Raber's working on it.
Yeah,
They're working.
yeah. They have contacted me, they're getting kind of
Yeah,
restless,
yeah,
but, we're doing the best we can. We ain't got any money.
yeah, that's right.
If I had a big old fat checkbook, we'd
Yeah.
get it done tomorrow.
We'd have had it done, yeah, but.
55 on the gravel road will be a lot less.
Well, there again,
See, you're
there
down
again.
that road.
When we get ready to clean it up, I contacted Steve Rigg. I said, can we get the fire department up there, kind of sprinkle that down and keep the dust down from the neighbors from banging everybody? He said, yes, he said, I'll come up there, you just tell me when, and he said, I'll take care of that. So, we got the dust taken care of
Good.
when they come up to do that. Also seen Guy Swipe over at Champion, he was leveling off their parking lot. They had a little thing on the front of a skidder, a digger looking thing. I don't know what you call it. Anyway, it done a wonderful job. Of course, that's a parking lot. That's a chat parking lot. Boy, they had it slick as top of this table.
Ah,
I mean, it was, now can we get that street that way? Probably not, because there's asphalt involved. But the streets that are just rock, stuff like that, and he's really willing to do it.
That's never been asphalt, has it? That's just chip and seal over the
Chip and
years,
seal.
so it will dig up.
It may do. But if it does, it'll be flat.
Yeah,
Well, with the box blades, it's just gravity
Yeah.
and they won't dig into asphalt.
you don't.
Guy Swipe said he would do it, and he'll do it cheaper than an end rider.
Will it dig into gravel, you reckon, over there by that road by here, you think it'll level some in potholes, or should we even hook it to the tractor?
That's been chip and sealed too, but not much, so it may.
Actually, that road past my house on up to Jerry's is not bad.
No, it's.
It can be chip and sealed just right
Yeah,
now.
yeah,
But on up by Fisher's,
yeah.
there's holes up there big enough that need
Yeah.
attention.
Speaking of Fishers, something needs to be done with that ditch right there and that sidewalk.
We've had some talk about that. We as in, other people have had some talk about that.
That's a pretty big project. I do think that is something that motor fuel tax can do if you categorize it correctly and submit it. That is a big job. So I don't.
Honestly, I haven't done anything with it because right now, Hill Street's on my mind, the neighbors are on my mind, and everybody, I gotta get that project done or I'm gonna be hanging from the mess.
Yeah, yeah.
I know, but I wanna do it.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
But that sidewalk past Fisher's and some of that ditch is,
yeah.
The ditch is under the sidewalk.
well,
Yeah.
it's gonna take some digging and.
Didn't he spray something on that that killed everything and then it washed out under the sidewalk?
Well, I wonder who did that.
That's what happened.
Anyway, Hill Street's under, it's in the process of, hopefully Rivers. She didn't have a problem, she said, that's no problem. She said, she's been down here 2 or 3 times looking at it. She said, I said, well, that's the most heavily trafficked roads going east and west.
Yeah, they've had counters on them, so.
I didn't hear what you said.
They had counters on them, so
Oh, did they?
back.
Well, Mayor, since we've kind of gotten out of order, can we go ahead and do our talking too?
Yeah, go ahead.
John, do you have anything you want to share?
I was gonna ask the worker, why didn't I get my key back?
He put a different lock on the, right there.
That's all I needed to know, that's fine.
Did you change
I'm
the
trying
lock?
to get a hold of you, but I can't get you.
That's fine, yeah, that's all.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
For me, finances, I reviewed them, the overall big statement of things. Things are running good. I do want to point out that we did make a water payment, the water system that we purchased years ago. I don't know a whole lot about it because I wasn't here, but we large payment did come out this month, May, on the May statement, yes, thank you. For 15,000, so you'll see a big difference there. And, the interest payment of that is gonna be coming out in November, so remember, that's a big payment for us too. We wanna kinda consume on our slow down on our spending. Now, we did that tree, or that tree's ready to come down.
It is on a waiting list,
Yeah,
so.
and that was a big amount for us. That's why I was like, on the sidewalk thing, ooh, let's wait. And we're hoping this grant will go through, that's gonna help out a lot. Also, insurance will be coming due this fall, which is gonna be another large payment, so we just kinda need to be careful on this one. Otherwise, everything is looking pretty well. Yeah. Sorry, Mary. You know,
It's all right.
Here, can I ask a question here?
Go for it.
Who gets
Wait,
this?
I just need to see.
Oh, I gotta sign.
I gotta sign it. I read them before.
How did the, help go?
Good,
That
Brooke.
situation with the sheriff and all that went, I mean, he showed up and everything
Yes,
went well.
yes, he did real good.
Is he done?
Yeah,
He's done.
yeah, he got done.
Can we get hooked up with another one?
I hope we get one like him.
I called, today, and what she had told me was that they have some, but they're not very dependable.
Well, that's good news, because, I mean, that's good to know, because we don't, he don't, I don't wanna babysit with him.
No.
You won't be able to give him a job and walk off and say, now, when I get back, we'll take a look.
So, she said that she would let me know whenever she got a dependable one, and then we would go from there.
There you go, you can't ask any more than that.
Yeah,
Was it located here in Bellmont? No. I was where maybe.
This last one, did you meet him?
I never really was,
I
yeah.
did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Really nice.
He
Yeah, he was
was,
nice,
very
and he
polite.
was
Yeah.
very dependable.
yeah, he did a good job.
Reviewing my notes here, guys, I forgot to mention, on roll call, Van Meter. Paul Van Meter, he is absent. Thank you. Has everyone reviewed bills?
Did you sign Martha's the bills? Yeah, I did.
I've got a proposal here for an auditor. I've actually got two of them. One of them was for $2,000. And the other one is $3,800, I think. And it needs to come up for a vote. We want the 2,000 or the 3,800. The 2,000, pretty good choice as far as I know. One of them's a Walter, and one of them's a Wilcox. Walter is 3,800, Wilcox is 2,000.
It's our audits.
It's to do audits,
It's
a
a
rain
rain
book.
and we
They
haven't
have
got
wash
one.
and,
People that we had before, what I understand, was like
Quitting.
close to $4,000, yeah, $4,000 or something like that. Yeah.
I've heard good things about Wilcox. If it's that reasonable, I'm motion to accept that.
Need a second,
How much was Wilcox?
$2,000,
He's the 2001, and the other one,
3,800.
Going to your right side.
I'll second her.
let's take a vote on it, guys.
You second. Or do you have-
I first, she second. You'll let me write names down here, guys, I'll get rid of it. Okay, for the vote, John,
Yeah.
Martha, she second, I first. Leon,
Yes.
And I think you still have to vote,
you're voting
even though
now.
you motion.
I motion, oh, sorry, I overstepped you. I motion, she second,
And
and
you
then
still
we're
have
gonna
to say
take
yea
vote.
and nay though.
That's what we're doing right now. I was gonna call your name now.
Me too.
Oh, us two. Yay. Thank you, ma'am. We did all of that. And Stacy,
Yeah.
I'm trying to write things.
I got some, let me go ahead, okay? I got some things here for grants for the city hall. A letter from the lawyer and Kim Swisher. You guys need to look it over if you want to. And I know what's going on.
I worked with Christina on this a little bit, and what we'd like to present to the board is to do the open bid where we get free appraisals. It's the same way we did the shelter house, opposed to a closed bid. And so, you guys look it over, and then we'll ask the mayor to see if he wants to motion, and let's take a vote on it.
I got a question. These bids that you get, you gotta have insurance and all the bonding and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And we get more than one or two or.
Yeah, the closed bids, it's an ordeal. That's the closed bid.
Okay.
That's why we're considering doing the open bids. And when we say open bids, it's really just 3 appraisals. And that's outlined in this letter, if you guys will read it over, and we'll see what you think about it.
That's the work on this building.
Yes,
To put the roof on it.
the
Put the
roof,
roof.
Tile.
we're gonna do the roof, hopefully, and this time we're gonna do a little better than that shelter house. We're gonna know that we need to include lights or whatever little things that might come up after the fact.
First time burn you, the next time you go.
Yeah.
That's right. Fine.
Yeah. Hopefully you men can help us know that at this time.
That's a common mistake because they put up a building several years ago with Champion. Got the building up, where's the lights? They had $1,200,000 of lights to put up. No bid,
And they didn't
no
contract?
nothing, no nothing. What's, you know, it hits the fan there. Over $1 million worth of stuff.
I don't need this on.
Let's just be a little copy. And then there's your motion to, for us to get ready to let them hands. Okay.
While you're looking at them bids, is everybody satisfied with the way, they did it to show the house?
The work that was done,
Anyway. I wasn't real, I was involved with that, we did it before I got here. That building should not sweat inside. I don't care who did it,
No.
your house don't sweat.
Stacy, what'd you learn about that?
As you said, we have to be a little bit more careful whenever we do the grant for the city hall, because there's some things that we didn't include in down at the shelter house whenever they did that estimate. We need some vent on each end of the building, or we can go with the vent in the soffit. So,
That's what they should have done at the shelter.
Yeah, that's what
but
she said.
this is what I'm talking about. That's what they said, we need vent. So, we'll need to approach that
But they make
eventually.
them turbines now that last
How
life.
big as that outfit is, they say they are,
Yeah,
they should have known that.
yeah, they should have,
I'll just tell you.
yeah. I knew they wasn't doing it right.
They used to have whirly gigs on top, and the kids got up there and beat them with sticks and everything
Oh,
else.
they do.
That's why there's a ridge band up there.
They get up there.
So, that's what needs to be done at the shelter house.
Climb right up the chimney too.
I need,
They were up there one time last year.
Really?
Yeah, when
I
Donna
need
was
a
still
motion
working.
to pay the bills on the second.
I make a motion to approve the bills.
A second?
vote on it. Need a vote?
Yay or nay?
Yea or nay? Stacy?
Yay?
Mr. Raber?
Yes.
Martha?
Yay.
John?
No.
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 Linda?
Your
Yay.
turn.
Like you thinking. Okay,
I got a question here.
We got next.
You wanna know,
Yes, sir.
is there a part of them bills you don't like?
yeah.
My signature and the mayor's signature.
Oh, it's the same.
Oh, it's a
Yeah, are you
personal
looking?
issue.
Yeah, I know. Board and general is personal, I feel, yeah.
Where'd you go?
I think y'all,
Thank you.
I'm just curious, I thought maybe you seen the bill and everything you didn't like it.
not there.
On this deal to the grant, we need a vote.
I motion to go with the open bid for your prices on the grant. I think that's our best choice.
Need
For
a
the
yea or
grant,
nay?
for
The open bid.
yeah, the open bid. So I'll see.
Well,
What do you say?
yea or nay?
Yeah, yay, yes.
Well, I motion, so I
So
took
you
the
need a
first motion,
second.
I
I'll
need a
second.
second. So Linda's first, Leon's the second,
Now we need to vote.
now we need to vote.
Yea or nay?
Yeah.
Anyone yea?
That'd be six.
Leon, yay, Linda, yay. John,
Yeah.
Martha, and Stacy.
Yay.
Don't count me for everybody.
This will be under grant money.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, if we get the grant.
I don't know.
We have to have this vote before we can process the grant.
I have some new business.
Well,
Comes down to
okay.
new business auditor. We already talked about that.
Yeah. Can I bring my new business back up?
You don't take red on them?
The tree back here, behind the city hall, it's hanging over on the building. It needs some attention. I don't know, I know Bill's scared of heights. I don't think it's something we would have to hire a tree guy to cut off, but the individual's gonna have to be light, getting up on the roof or cutting around what needs to be cut. I'll, just saying that needs to be
We need a ladder.
taken care of. Also on the Hustler lawnmower, that's the yellow one. The spindle is out. What happens whenever if the grease runs out of them, they don't ship them with grease in them. So the spindle's out. That's gonna cost about $110
Yeah.
to replace. Bill has used both of these lawn mowers. He likes the Hustler better because it cuts better than the
It gets in
Toro.
littler places, around the tower.
So I would like to get that fixed for him. And I also need 1 more gallon of white paint to finish the benches at the ballpark.
Oh, and this is probably our business, but did your young man that wanted to earn a scout not?
He's not sure what all he needs yet, but he will be after another board meeting.
He still plans to try to
Yeah,
come to us?
he's trying to still get it all together. He has to make it.
It's real man.
He can put it in.
Oh, you can, cool.
You have to go to Princeton now, they don't sell them no more here, so you have to go to Memmer's True Value. Which I thought that spindle was kinda high, $110. They don't
That's
come
all
out
I
of the
have,
factory
Mayor.
with grease figures.
So you have,
That's all I
I
have.
found on mine that they're a needle valve, put the grease in
Yeah.
instead of a fitting, so they just have to look a little bit harder and
Might be. I've got one of them, grease needles. I'll have to look. It looks like a grease fitting, but it don't stick out part of it, does it?
yeah, it's just got a ball valve in it and you
Yeah.
push that needle in there and fill it up.
That's the way the Universal's going to all my rings.
Inconvenient. Yeah, I think there's 3 different
so I
types.
got
They
him,
don't seal it up in the ground.
except for the census bill.
Boy, that cataclysm.
Need, everybody needs to make sure they get the census filled out. It helps on, getting grants and stuff to the city. I believe that's all I got.
Do we want to put that back up on the board, fill out census? Do we want that back?
You can do that by
Please.
mail, you can do it by
Please be
online.
sure to fill your census
Put it
out.
out here on
That's a
this
good idea.
board.
Yeah, continue to encourage them, yeah.
Did we have that on there before? Did I have that on there?
Yeah, I have to put it on.
Anybody like to say anything? Yes, or anybody? Your name, sir?
Chris Roberts.
Fire.
I need to officially remove my name from the volunteer list for the city of Bellmont. I've been told by a board member and other members of the public that if I'm on the volunteer list, I cannot get paid for putting a bid in for work for the town. And if I need to approve insurance, I do have it. I'm not gonna give it to an individual. I would bring it to the board for proof of insurance, but if I can't bid on a job and get paid for it, some jobs ain't done for free.
There you go.
You know, like a lot better than my comment and all the
Thank you.
rest of that. If you can be a volunteer and you can volunteer all day long for the town, but if you submit a bid, you can't be on volunteer insurance, on the town's insurance while you get paid. That'd be a contract. And if you want to submit the insurance, that'd be fine. I'd like to look at it and submit to the board.
Well, I just took another job, so I'm not gonna have time for it right now.
I understand what you're saying. You thought that he was gonna try to use our insurance to do work?
Yeah, and that's what we
Oh,
talked
no.
about.
No, I
last
have my own
He has his
insurance.
own.
And that's fine, yeah, that's fine.
Okay,
Yeah.
I see the misunderstanding.
Yeah,
So he could be a volunteer but still bid on a job with his previous.
Right, it's just,
but once you work
Like
on that,
any-
you have to have.
any company would show us their proof of insurance before we would have them do the job.
Right.
I'm sorry for that confusion. We don't have a lot of volunteers.
Oh, I don't have
So-
anything against helping the town whenever they need it,
Thank
but
you.
I don't need to be on the list as far as that,
Okay, and
because I do carry my own insurance on stuff.
sure. I do want to remind everyone that all your trustees are volunteers. The time that we put in and so forth here is volunteer. We don't have a whole lot of folks in town that are willing to volunteer. Like if someone next door, the grass is too high, maybe what they can do is go over and say, hey, can I mow your grass? Can I help you out? Are you feeling bad? Recently I heard about an incident where someone had passed away and had not been checked on for days. Things like that happen. We need to be more neighborly. So
Yeah, I
please,
guess my wrong is, I told them
yeah.
I'd keep it knocked down.
So if we're all volunteers, that brings me to a question. Do you guys think I should have a key to City Hall so I can get in here?
None of the others do.
I don't have to.
I don't
Why
have a
not?
key.
I'd like to have a key so I can look at public papers, get in here, help neighbors, when they have a question, everything, but I got the lock changed on it. So, and it was because I was talking to an individual resident, is what I was told on the phone.
None of us have keys. I feel like if you need a key or you need a,
We didn't pass, so why shouldn't we have?
I've never had a key. I've been on the the board for a couple of years now, and I've never had a key. And, when I needed something, I would just go to the mayor and say, I'm looking into this, can you help me out?
Yeah, but I wasn't even allowed to call him or nothing. That's why I did call him, because I thought something may have been wrong or something
Is that
like that.
because of your personal issue?
No, this is before that personal issue. This is way before that. That was before the
We would have never
lawsuit.
appointed you if we didn't want you to talk to the mayor.
Yeah, well, I tried calling him and asking what he, or why he switched the locks on City Hall. I thought, well, maybe somebody might have broke in,
Well, no,
something
I
like
think
that
you- I
nature.
think
And then
you
he's like, you don't
clarified
need my number, you don't need to talk to me, I kept you up because you run around Bill Evelyn. You guys don't need to be in there, you have no business being there, and I'm the mayor, I can do what I want.
I look at it like this,
I'm
John.
sorry for that.
If you wanna
That's
get
fine.
in and you can't talk to the mayor, you're more than welcome to pick up a phone and call one of the other board members, and we can
That's
get a
fine.
key to let
Well, I
you
heard
in.
you guys didn't have keys either, and
I'll
that's why
talk
I'm
to him
asking
and ask
also.
him if you need to do something.
Right.
I'll go get a key for you.
Okay, yeah, that's
I
fine.
mean, I don't mind
But
helping.
I think as a public official, we should all have keys like we did in the past. That way we can get in.
No, I never had a key.
I've never had a key.
I don't want a key. That way if anything comes up missing, I'm not the one to blame.
That's,
I
only
like
one needs keys.
That way, I can help see work
That's the
over
way I
here.
look at it, the only one that needs a key or,
And bringing that up, I think that we covered that in a couple of meetings back.
Yeah, there's no law against it or for it if the mayor
Right.
changes. That's why we need checks and balances as a board.
Yeah.
We're public officials. If I like the key to look at ordinances of the neighbor, I think I should get into my office, which is all of our office,
Actually,
and get in and look at
there
it.
should be a sign out for you to be able to sign out ordinances if you want to. So, and if you sign out a key for a temporary position, like you want to do something,
Hmm?
we'll probably do something like that, but to actually just have a key, we don't have keys.
I think we all should. I mean, I got a key from the last time, and all of a sudden I got taken away.
IML states that they don't have to give us a key.
No, we don't have to,
I
but
think it
checks and
was brought up
balances, I think
in
as a board that we all need keys in case we all need in here at a time.
Like I said,
I don't know what is in here that I need.
Yeah,
Exactly.
If
I
I don't
like
know,
to look at ordinances.
I'm just telling you that I don't know anything in here that I need,
Right.
and if there's a problem comes up, I don't know anything that I can't wait till next month.
Right.
John, I can,
And if I do have to have some advice, something like that, that's what he's for, that's what she's for,
Yeah.
and whoever else is,
Yeah.
like, I don't know.
And I was like, I didn't have her number the other day. I went to her house.
In the phone book.
And then I went up there.
I'll see about getting you a copy of ordinances. I know that Christina is working on, taking them to.
But this is a public building. Any public member should be allowed in. They have
Well,
public papers on that,
not
yes.
not
By the
to
law,
rely
they
on
have
now.
to, by the law. It's a
We got
public
some
building.
private stuff in here that we don't want
And
people
that's
backing.
okay. And a board member like me with the key can come in here and let people look at. I ain't gonna need nothing in there.
I didn't say you did.
Yeah, well, stuff come on
I
in.
think I'm sorry, ma'am, yes.
I was on the board in 2016,
And I'm sorry, your name again?
Janice Lance, and no one had a key back then but the mayor and the clerk.
Yeah.
We'll
That
try
was
to
all.
accommodate you. Like I said, none of us have keys, but
That's fine.
we
I'm
can
like,
find a way. And in your personal issue where you can't go there and ask for a key, if you can catch me or any of the rest of us, we will try to get that key to you, just come in and do whatever you need to do. Try it out. And then I'll see about getting you a copy of the ordinances. I know Christina's working on getting copies. We will have a sign-out sheet for the ordinances or any keys that are being worn. When you brought up the fact that the key locks had been changed, I think that was shortly after someone had stated that they felt like things were walking away. So it was a safety issue.
Yep.
That's exactly right.
well, he told me on the phone, because I was in here with Bill and
I think
stuff.
you're describing a personal issue.
No, I'm not. This is when I told you before this,
You said
before
yeah.
these statements. And then he wrote in here, he locked the door because people are leaving the door open, yes. And that was before this. But I was talking to members of the public, exactly why. And I'll talk to every member of this public I want to. I have no
Oh,
grievances with nobody in this public. No, I don't.
Yeah.
I never think I've said anything about you, but with you, though.
And
I could care less.
I
I
expect
don't
the
care what you
public.
care either.
Well, I know you don't.
I expect
You
the
made
public to
that
come to
perfectly
us.
clear.
Good.
Chill.
I'm glad you got it.
Chill.
Glad you got it.
And this is why nothing.
I'm it's not my facility, I'm just making my point, it's loud enough so everybody can hear. Yeah.
I think this meeting needs to be adjourned. Need a motion.
I've still got something to say.
Oh, all right. Your name again, sir?
My name's David G. King.
No, attorney told us last time it'll have to be on the agenda. He told us that.
A while ago, did you pass a deal a while ago to get an auditor? To pay for one?
We're trying to find an auditor.
Trying to find one that's on the agenda then?
Yes.
Yes, it
Oh.
was.
Pardon?
Sure is.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. I missed part of that. I didn't know if you
Okay.
went ahead and got one. But when you guys buy something, do something, I like to know how much is in the account. You know, you just buy stuff and I never know how much is in the accounts.
It's on the
Spend,
thing
spend.
every month.
And then
Give me a minute to break this
a man's
down.
wanting keys. Nobody wants to give him keys. But basically, when you're a town board member, you all need a key because your butt's on the line. Taxpayers' money.
It is about a few of the
If you don't think you are, stop and think about it.
What do you mean butts on the line? I don't have to be in here.
Well, if you don't have to be in here, no. You don't have to be in here.
Well, I don't need
But
to.
if you need to be in here for an emergency, do something, you're gonna have to stop and get a hold of somebody. This is your office. This is where you come to do your paperwork. You can do it at home, you can do wherever you want, but some people, this is their office.
If they haven't been there.
You know, they're responsible. When they open that door with a key, they're responsible. That's just like keys to the park, shelter house, dog thing, everything. Some people, well, we don't want to give you a key because, you know, I've heard all that. Don't want to give you a key. They'll hand out a key and won't get one back.
What do you say?
And another thing, I got stocking orders.
I don't want to get into that.
Why not? Your name's on there, all of you. It says mayor. When it said mayor, you was all included.
Don't have nothing to do with the city.
Yes, it
board.
does. It said mayor. He used his political power,
Because of the tractor incident.
No.
political power
I put
in here.
court,
He said mayor in each one of these.
Mayor was
No.
When he's mayor, you're
It
included.
says mayor right here in the papers.
His problem with,
Well, he said mayor. When he says mayor, you are included. That's what you call mayor. Use your political power. Your board members are just as guilty because you're responsible for this man when he says mayor. And if you don't think you are, why does it say mayor? It says mayor in here, all of them. And if you can't tell me why it says mayor,
Leon,
you know, I'd like to know why it says mayor. Because you're on town board, he's a mayor. You're on town board, he's the mayor.
and he's my mayor. And I'm
Yeah.
not going to respond to it.
You're responsible. What? And what now? Not responsible?
he's
not
not
gonna
going to
respond to it.
respond.
Okay. But I just want you to know that you got a man here committed perjury, pleaded the fifth when he filed the charges. And it cost me thousands of dollars. And I didn't do anything.
I'll get that agenda sheet.
I'm done.
Goodbye.
I ain't leaving.
Adjourn the meeting. Adjourn.
Meeting adjourned.
Any motion?
Gotta have a motion.
A second.
Okay. Adjourn, Linda, Martha. There wasn't anyone else that wanted to speak, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I do have one thing I'd like to say. I could real quick. I say, as a person, as a taxpayer, I think that to put everyone's mind at ease, if people make an issue and you have to give out keys, that you can't be in here alone.
And your name again?
Barbara Bruce. I mean, if it comes down to that people just won't get off that horse, then pass an ordinance that you have to be in here, two of you, to cover your butt.
Should be at least one board member and whoever else.
Right.
Right, understand, yeah. So,
And then that would take care of your issue if you change locks because things are walking away.
No, there'd be two board members
Two
that
board
way,
members and
because
someone else.
Yeah,
a board
two
member,
board
a member of the public
that's
would
fine
not be
too.
covering anything, it would have to be two board members.
Two board members.
We'll take that in consideration. I'll put it in the minutes and we'll put it for new business next time. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for your help.
Makes sense to me.
Did they get the concession stand cleaned out?
Okay.
Well, I don't know. I'll call him tomorrow and ask him.
Have you confirmed that motion?
Everything. Chris fixed it all up.
Yeah.
And they